Hey guys, Game with Captain Gravy here, and today I'm going to be bringing you a new Fishing Planet series. This is going to be a guide series solely dedicated to the first lake that you start out, the Texas Lone Star Lake. I'm going to be going through each individual species, and I'm going to be showing you the best way to catch each one and farm them. Make some cash, make some experience. And this is going to be more in-depth than my currently most popular video, which was how to make fast and easy money in the Lone Star Lake, which was covering on smallmouth buffalo, red ear sunfish, and channel catfish. Now these are good ways to make money, but smallmouth buffalo is more of an experience farm more than anything. You will get some good money for a beginner, but spotted bass is going to be your best bet for big money early on in the game. This is what we're going to be focusing on today, which is spotted bass. So let's take a look at the spotted bass. Let's first take a look at the weather. Now I've found that partly sunny days are really good as long as sunny days. It's not on here, but cloudy days I've found do not work very well. I don't know what it is, but bass do not like cloudy days, especially at here Lone Star Lake. So partly cloudy days early in the morning, as you see here, peak fishing times, and late in the evening are good times, and I catch bass pretty proficiently like that. And then here, once you hit like 12, I always start my fishing trips at 11, so I can start right when the peak starts to come, and then end it at around 7, and then it just drops off from there. So like today, it's a partly sunny day, so we're gonna start our trip in the morning. But before we do that, before we get into the basics of catching the spotted bass, I'm gonna show you my favorite setup to catch spotted bass. First of all, I use the Featherlight 7-foot, one of my all-time favorite rods in game. It is an ultralight rod. It's tough for an ultralight rod, and you can set the hook insane. Like, it's just, you can feel the little hook sets, and you can absolutely just snag all the bass. You never miss a hook set is what I meant to say. You never miss one because it's so sensitive. Usually, almost all the time, your player will just set it himself, but sometimes you'll just see the little bit of blue on there, and you just instantly set it. You can yank it up so fast, it's unbelievable, and you get almost every fish. I'm using the Aspira Slim 2500, has a max drag of 6.5 pounds. I'm using braid .006, which is rated at 6-pound test. You really don't need anything more than that. No less though, especially if you're using this. But nothing more, nothing less, just 6-pound braided. It's standard, you can buy it with money, so it's no specialty kind of line. It works really well. And then I use the casting spoon 1/3 ounce number 1 hook. This is my personal go-to choice. It singles out some of the smaller fish. You will still catch bluegills on it, but not as frequently. And that's about it. Like, all this stuff doesn't really matter, just whatever your preferences are for those things. But we're looking at the Featherlight, Aspira Slim, braid, and casting spoon. With this setup, let's just travel to the Lone Star Lake now. Always good to have your advanced license, as you always need to throw back spotted bass if you have your basic Texas license. So always get your advanced if you're going after spotted bass. So like I said, we'll just start here because we're already at the peak fishing time for today. So now that we are in game, we're going to run right into the middle of the dock. And this setup, if you use the same exact setup I have, you can cast almost 200 feet. You'll get about 180 feet out there, 190 if you hit it right. So just cast basically into the center of the lake. Yep, there we go, 190 feet. Plenty far enough. And just, I reel in at 1 speed. The casting spoon is my favorite lure for spotted bass. It seems to work really well. You can use any of the lures, spinners, spinner baits if you have a small enough hook. Or not the huge humongous hooks like you use for the big bass, but spinner baits might work. I have caught a couple on crankbaits. It is harder to compared to the casting spoon. So with this setup, you can cast far. What I'm doing right now is I am moving my lure over a big hole that is in the center of the lake. That's why you always come to the center of the dock, cast out straight, and then just do this straight slow because you'll be snagging against the bottom where the bass are hanging out. And sometimes it'll take a while because the bass will be following your lure. Do not be disappointed if you do not get anything on your first cast. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Just takes patience and persistence. They are in here. You just gotta find them. Wait for them to bite is a better term because we already know where they are. So, number 1 speed. I keep it on the just the almost the last drag setting, but 1 click less than that, or you will snap your line. 1 click less than maximum drag setting for this setup is just enough. You're in the red zone with your line. It might wear out easily, but braided is pretty shock resistant. Has a stretch of 2%, as it says in the description. So it is very useful for bass fighting, especially when you get those instantaneously hook sets and they're fighting pretty hard against it. This rod and reel combo is plenty enough to take on all spotted bass in this lake. You should have no problem angling one yourself, and because nothing gets above, there we go, nothing gets above 2.1 pounds, or so I've seen. There we go, first spotted bass. Now I'm on my premium account right now, and what you're seeing here is bigger values than what it normally is. So what you see in the experience, just multiply it by 2/3 and multiply the cash also by 2/3, and you'll get the actual value of just playing on standard non-experience, non-premium account. And that is how the values for a standard account would be. There we go, another bass. And this 6-pound braided line allows you to throw out there far. It's easy on the feather light, easy on the reel as well, and it's plenty of power just to bring in every bass you start catching. So always fish at your peak fishing times. I know some days you might not get the partly cloudy or sunny days, but you can still try and fish at your peak times. Sometimes it's a bit slow at first, like you saw. First cast will yield nothing. Second cast there was nothing. But now I'm catching bass every cast. So far this is 3rd in a row. Boom, 3rd spotted bass. So I'll just cast out one more time. See if we can land us one more. Yeah, drop your fishing pole down. Yep, if you wait, sometimes the fish will follow your lure, and you'll just have to wait until they hit it right near the dock. You might not seem like anything's coming that close in, but you gotta wait for it, and they will hit it if they have been following it. So always slow it down near that, jerk it up a little bit, you know, like pop it and stuff along the bottom. And make sure to point your pole down so you can get the maximum underwater you can all the way up until you reel the thing in. Now, if you were float fishing, you could use small minnows, would be my personal preference. Use a #1 hook and throw it out there, you know, probably in here somewhere. And just right in this deep underwater hole, I'd set the leader to 70, 65, something like that. Just because that's deep enough for where the bass may be a little bit shallower. But anyway, that will conclude it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. Like I said earlier, you can really use any lure that you see fit. Casting spoon, 1/3 ounce, #1 hook, spinners will also work. Just anything light enough that'll fit on the ultralight rod, the featherlight, will work. So thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it helpful. Tell me what you want to see next. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Captain Gravy signing out.